Good day, good people. Welcome everybody. It's Rusty Money here on PlayStation Network and Rusty Money Gaming on YouTube. We are here on Hinterland for another live episode of my square by square map domination. Welcome in, William. How are you doing? Thanks for stopping by the live stream, my friend. Appreciate you being here and being supportive there in the chat. So welcome to the Farmhouse chat, everybody, where the coffee's hot and the donuts are always delicious. So don't forget to grab yourself your favorite beverage and 3 donuts off the countertop. Eat that first donut, drop that second donut on the like button, and share that third donut by sharing the live stream. Appreciate everybody's support. So sit back, enjoy some FS here with myself, Rusty Money, on our map domination series on Hinterland. So I got this big area of grass all mowed, everybody. Picked up kind of the outside edges of it and put it in the production point to make silage, and then kind of the big areas in the middle I did hay bales. And so I didn't get a lot of hay bales, but got my money up to $62,190. Welcome, Waylon and Farmer Trio. How are you doing, my friends? Thanks for stopping by the unplanned live stream, as I didn't announce to anybody that I was going to go live or when I would go live. So we'll just see if anybody catches this live and see if they read the title to the live stream and see if they figure out what the title means. No, I'll tell you lucky people that are here first. Before I went live, actually I did a couple of things here at the house, but let's just say about an hour ago, I turned in the online application for Giants Partner Program. So it's sent. We'll see what happens. It has been sent. We will see what happens. So welcome everybody. It's a beautiful Saturday here in Nebraska. You know, this time of year is kind of graduation time for those high school seniors in school. So just happens to be our school has graduation on Mother's Day weekend and has been that way for a long time. So we got graduations to go to later today. And I'm not sure if we got any graduations to go to tomorrow. Can't remember, but we got some graduation parties to go to. It's nice, partly cloudy skies outside in the 70s. So yeah, it's beautiful here in Nebraska today. And beautiful here on Hinterland in FS as well. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We're in the second day of June here. Just plowing away some new field. Kind of a different kind of field. It's shaped kind of different, but none of my fields here are really shaped rectangular or square. Ken, welcome, my friend. I'm doing great, Ken. I'm doing great. I should be tired because I didn't sleep very well. I was fighting a headache last night. And, yeah, got home late from the races. Stock car races here were great last night. Really good. So went to Friday night under the lights here. saw some IMCA modified sport mods race. Saw some of the street stocks and hobby stocks race and some 360 sprint cars. It was great. Good night of racing. So what? Hey now, Murphy. Murphy. He's just leaving. Murphy is barking at the old high school kid that I got done mowing my yard. I got out of mowing my yard again. Yep, I did. Trying to help a high schooler with the summertime job, you know. Just giving him a little cash to mow my yard. And he's picked up a bunch of other people's yards, and he's doing a great job at it. So I thought, why not, you know? I spent other ridiculous money on other things, you know. Why not help support a young individual trying to start a business and let him mow my yard? I can sit here and play FS. So he just got done mowing our yard. I had a roommate in the U.S. Air Force that used to drive sprint cars, the ones with wings on the roofs. Looks odd. He was a tough character. Well, it takes a tough character to race those crazy things. Ken, but you are right. They do look a bit odd, but they are really popular here in the Midwest. Most of all of you have probably heard of a short word, which is the name of a place, and that place is called Knoxville. I'm sure a lot of people have heard that word, Knoxville, Iowa, Knoxville Nationals, very world famous for world outlaw sprint cars. Now that's not what we had here, but we still had some pretty fast and crazy competitors here last night. There was, what, 20? I think it was 18 or 20 of them in the feature race last night. Put on a great show. They just go so fast that once sprint cars get going, they usually don't wreck. Unless there's a misfortunate event, and then it just takes a while for them to get restarted again. But yeah, usually they can get quite a few laps done without any driver spinning out or colliding with another one. So they're really fun to watch just because of that aspect that they are, yeah. I mean, I don't even know what it is. I'm going to say it's like 800, but you get like 800 horsepower. I think they call them CCs, sitting between your legs, people. Yeah, you're basically sitting, my understanding, you're basically sitting on the engine kind of thing. And in some ways, you know, not so much, but that's just the way some people vision, or I shouldn't say vision, that's some ways people talk about sprint cars is those drivers gotta be tough to be able to sit that many ponies between their legs. There was even a couple of girls, I think there was even a couple of girls racing in these sprint cars last night, so very high fives to them as well. You know, racing's just not a boy sport. It's also a girl sport. Anybody that wants to do it. I got my wife and I, my wife's sister has a set of identical twin girls, and they are really, really into dirt track racing. And I know one, if not both of them, would love to have a race car. Guess they have a round track that the cars are almost in constant skid. Yeah, that's right, Ken. That's right. You know, and sprint cars, people, for those that don't know, sprint cars have to be push started. So basically, they got to slip the clutch or whatever to start the motor. They're really something to see. If you've never seen sprint cars race, you need to go see it. Yeah, Ken, that's why you always see sprint cars being pushed by four-wheelers or pickups with push bumpers on them. They have to be push started. So then the driver can slip the clutch or whatever they do to get it to start. That is why they're always pushed onto the track. Yos, how do you join? Find yourself a Case Magnum tractor with a ridiculous plow. Load up Hinterland and pop in here. Better than breaking a forearm on an old crank. Right? Yeah. Uh, I'm not gonna say it's like my favorite class, but the race last night that was awesome to watch was, I'm pretty sure it was the hobby stock class. Yeah, I think it was a hobby stock class. But there's a young kid in that hobby stock class that's probably in his, I shouldn't say really kid, but he's probably what? He'd be like 10 to 15 years younger than me, and I'm in my late 40s. But he was starting mid-pack in the feature race, and he built his car in oh, how do they say that? His car's paint scheme was his dad's old paint scheme. His dad used to race late models when he was a kid. But anyway, he came from middle of pack of, I think it was 16 to 18 cars. Maybe not that many. Maybe 14 to 16 probably. Came mid pack from like 8th or 9th, something like that. And it came down to the last like 3 laps. He caught the leader and passed him going down into I think it was turn 3 and 4, coming around for the checkered flag stand, but got around the leader with I think it was 3 laps left in the race. Oh, it was so fun to watch. And the guy winning the race is a guy that has won the hobby stock class, pretty much wins it like year after year here at this raceway. So it was nice to see this young guy come in here, and he was wheeling last night, let me tell you. He was on fire. It was a really good race to watch. It's fun when you see those hard chargers come from the back or mid pack and just catch the leader. even when the leader is in free space. Oh, welcome, Austin. Hello, and happy birthday to your grandma. And welcome to Charles. And hello, Charles. How are you doing, my friend? Thanks, everybody, for stopping by the Farmhouse chat here on Hinterland in my map domination series called Square by Square. As we're putting in a new field on the new property expansion that we have here, we're going to be putting in a second field too. So I'll have to get these fertilized and all that good stuff, see what crop we can put in the ground. This is a pretty good sized field too. We got some trees I need to start cutting down. I need to cut down some of these trees in front of us on that piece of land there, because part of that hill right there in front of the tractor, you see where all the trees are at, is where I'm going to build a rock quarry. Small rock quarry. I'm doing great. Just from the UK and landed on your map. Ah, cool. Thanks there, Austin. All right. We just got a little bit left here. I think I'm going to go ahead and start plowing in the other field before we start treating these two new fields. I was looking at the Giants mod hub last night, and almost of the item images were not coming up. Was also odd in game. I saw somebody else on Facebook commenting that, Ken, but I went to the mod hub before I went live, and I didn't have any issues. Frank Turd 23. Hi, Rusty. Nice to catch a stream with you. I'm new to this game. Bought it, but definitely spend more time watching videos than playing myself. No worries, my friend, and welcome to the great farming simulator community. And thanks for helping Giant Software by purchasing the game. Gold Gaming, welcome, my friend. How are you doing, buddy? Thanks for stopping by the live stream as well. Alright, let's put in a field here. Ooh, now, do I want to... Well, we still could put in a field here. We're going to cut it kind of way back from the trees, though. This is going to be kind of a smaller field. There'll be a reason behind that. We'll just go right here. How about that? That'll work for what I want to do. We'll go right there. So a rock quarry is going to be right there in front of us, everybody, kind of. I'm going to build some kind of, I don't know, some kind of something. It might not look the most realistic, but it'll be Rusty's version of how he wants a rock quarry to look here. Sitting behind the radio for the weekend, gave one of my dispatchers off for Mother's. Whoa, Gold Gaming. Awesome, my friend. Nice job, buddy. That is cool. That is cool, Gold Gaming. What's up, says David. Like riding a bike. What is up, David? Not much is up here, David. Not much. Just playing some FS. Had a busy morning in real life at home here. Had some paperwork to finish. Did some errands. Replaced the filter in our furnace. You know, because you're gonna have to start running that air conditioner soon, and so just a good idea to put a new furnace filter in there, you know, for it. What else did I do? I did some dishes, took out some trash, and then my kids and I, because Mrs. Money's at work, my kids and I have to go to a couple of graduation parties. It's high school graduation weekend here where we live in Nebraska. The school here has graduation the weekend of Mother's Day every year. It's been that way for several years. So we got some graduation receptions to go to later. And before I went live, I was trying to watch a little FS, and I kind of lost interest, and so I thought, you know what, maybe I should go check out this application thing again. So, hence the title, everybody, of the live stream, if you saw the episode description in the title there. I do officially have the Giants Partner Program application sent off. I did it today before we went live. So, we'll just see what happens. Thanks, Kent. We'll see what happens. They kind of asked a difficult question. How or what was the question? The question was, now I forget what the title of what the question was. Something to do with why should you, you know, be given the Giant Partner Program or be accepted type thing. Wish I could give you a digital compass. I'm sorry, Ken. I really like my straight edges on some parts of what I do. Apologies for that, everybody. Yeah, I'm kind of OCD about straight edge fields. I haven't done 100% straight edges on here, but when I can do a straight edge, I try to do a straight edge. I try to follow the compass thing over there in the bottom left-hand corner, the little PDA thing, but I can't look at that and drive at the same time. I don't know how people do that. So I've got my own technique of knowing when it's going to be too far outside and going to make another new cut. So that's why I brake and I back up. I just kind of have grown to know when it's going to do it and when it's not going to do it. And there it's going to about do it. So we better back up. Getting too close for it to start a new cut. I want to maintain a straight cut here. Thanks everybody for wishing me luck at getting the partner program. We'll see what happens. Well, I'll leave a gap between the fields here, just like I've done with all the other ones as well. See, now I got off there a little bit. We'll just back that up. There, now we're good to go. Now we're here to the top side where we will then just go down here like so. We're going to leave cut back away from the trees a little bit. We're going to go on over to this corner there. That's what the field's going to look like for right now, just because I'm going to be leveling out some of that ground there where those trees are. You just need advanced vehicle HUD to be on console. Right, Ken? That would be nice. Sorry guys, I'm not gonna switch either to PC, so you're stuck with me here on console. I just 100% console, absolutely love this game on console, so that's where we're gonna stay. Sorry there isn't much to look at in the background, but I think most of y'all know that I live stream in my living room. That's just the best place for my PlayStation 5. I don't have a better place really. Our house isn't very big, and yeah, we've got 4 kids, 3 kids. 3 of the 4 kids still have all their stuff in their rooms and all that stuff, so you know. I'd like to eventually get a old little office room or a designated spot. I know my wife would like that. So she actually blamed me for taking the TV all the time the other day. She was just being smart. She was just being smart, though. She wasn't being real serious. I told her, I said, you know, whenever you come home from work, I usually quit playing and I give you the TV remote. Yeah, Ken, yeah. Yeah, but I guess what hasn't helped me, Ken, is time. Number one. I don't have the time that I used to have before. Sorry everybody, trying to get a little bit more center here, but the reason I was sitting clear to the left a little bit is because my laptop is right there where I watch the chat on, besides my TV. But I actually had more time to play the game when I was still a cop. And when I switched careers just over a year ago, my game time was pretty much cut in half. I have less time to play the game now than I did before, to be honest. And I think it's just because of my schedule. You know, because I would sleep when I got off duty. I would sleep until about mid-morning. I would get up, find something to eat, do whatever I needed to do, and then I would play the game for a few hours before I went to work. You know, and then I was working like 2 days on, 2 days off, or 3 days on, 3 days off. It just depended on the rotation, but so I had a lot more time to play, and so having this normal life of working, you know, like a 7:30 to 5:30 job, that's what I work Monday through Friday. Yeah, it just cuts into all the time, because then when I get home at 5:30 in the late afternoon, early evening, whatever you'd want to call it, it's supper time. And then I'm pretty wiped. I even having difficulty finding time recording videos. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's also because the life of 22 is disappearing. I also think that the release of the production pack really, with all of the issues it supposedly had, I don't even have it, to be honest with y'all. I think that kind of damaged a little bit of some things too. I think there was quite a few people looking forward to that production pack, and then it was pretty much broken from what I have heard and saw. But I don't have it myself, so I don't even have the emergency pack. You'd think I'd have the emergency pack. I don't even have that one yet either. But I haven't needed it for what I was doing, so I just haven't gotten it. I don't have straw harvest yet either. Other reasons I don't have them is because I needed to get things finished. So that's why we're here too, to move this along so we can finish this, get caught back up with some things that I'm doing for content for Farming Simulator. I'm excited for a new game for Farming Simulator. I really am. I'm not burnt out on the game at all. It's just kind of seems like it is losing a little bit of its interest from people watching, because I think a big thing is sometimes a lot of stuff is repetitive, you know, and so you just get tired of seeing the same thing. The only thing that's different usually is the map. So in my perspective of the way I play the game, everybody, you need to play a different map, but when you play the different map, you also need to challenge yourself to try different mods. You know, try different mods, because if you don't try different mods, then you're just doing the same thing and you're going to lose your interest real fast. Lonnie, welcome, my friend, and thanks for the 4-month member chat there, my friend. Appreciate that. Thanks, Lonnie, for your support. Good afternoon, Rusty. How are you doing? I'm doing great, Lonnie. How about you, my friend? You know, and so I really, in the last couple of game saves I have started, everybody, I have a lot more new mods. I've been using a lot of other different stuff that I didn't use like 6 months to a year ago in FS. You know, you wouldn't normally see me use this tractor or this big of a tractor, and so I've actually loved it though. But you would not normally, if you have followed me or watched some of my other content on my YouTube channel, this kind of tractor, I'm not saying case, just large tractor with excess horsepower, this is not my style. But I wanted to go outside of the box, everybody. That's how I always want to do things in FS, and that's what I tried to tell in my little description of the question that Giants asked when you do the Giant Partner Program thing for the application. That's kind of one of the things I said in my little letter to them, was that you got to think outside the box on occasion. Holy bajolies! The Shaming Man Games. Whoa, we better double check that chat there. The Shaming Man Games. Yeah, that's what it says. Welcome, Shaming Man. It's been a while, my friend. And then we got Rabid Rob with the member chat. Thank you, Rabid Rob, for your support too, my friend. And we have the Dark One stopping in the chat. Thanks, my friend. So, yeah, I guess my point is, everybody, sometimes you gotta start thinking outside the box. I mean, I've tried to get my wife to watch one of my recordings. I tried to get my wife to watch my intro video to the Banished Adventures on No Man's Land, and she just looked at me like I was a nerd, if you will, or an idiot. But we did get her to play the game, everybody. For those that missed it, we did get Mrs. Money to play the game. You just don't see her on face cam. But we did get her to play the game not long ago on Calm Lands. I coached her during the live stream. She had a lot of fun, actually. She does want to do it again. So hopefully sometime soon we'll get Mrs. Money back on here playing the game while I coach her again. I'm doing great, Shaming Man. I'm doing great, my friend. Lots of lifestyle changes with myself. Is it for your banished voice you did? If so, I'm with her. I don't know, it might be, but she's never heard the whole grandpa thing either. So she'd probably shake her head with her hand over her face as well. Newall, welcome, my friend. How are you doing, buddy? Dropped one of them like things. Thanks, Newall. Appreciate that, my friend. So those that haven't been here very much, this is my map domination series here on Hinterland that I call Square by Square. As I started in the southwest corner of this map, and I gotta buy every plot adjacent to, pretty much. So we started down here, and the only plots I couldn't buy adjacent to my starting plot was my sell points or productions, and I had to buy those around the port area here. So that's why 45, 38, and 44 have been purchased. Woo, I just shotgunned a beer. You did, Shaming Man. I had a few of those at the stock car races last night. That tasted pretty good. Can't go wrong with too many different kinds of beer, if you will. There isn't any that I really don't like. Heck, I grew up watching my dad on occasion drink really, really cold Pabst Blue Ribbon. I'm probably one of those very few people that you know that don't mind drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon. Stock car racing is always, oh yeah, there was last night, Shaman Man. Hobby stocks, street stocks, late models, sport mods, and sprint cars, as well as this little, I can't think of the name of the race class, but it's these little like four-cylinder modified cars. They look like an oversized go-kart, but they got a race body on them. Man, do they scream. I had bought a fish tank cleaning tube and made it into a beer bong. Could hold almost 3 beers. It's one thing I never have done is do something like that, Ken, with beer even. But I am not very good at all at chugging or eating fast. I'm a very slow eater as well as probably a very slow drinker. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to beat anybody. Question, can you buy beer in bowling alley? Oh yeah, you can, Shaming Man. You can, my friend. You sure can. Alright, we got the 2 new fields done there. For right now, we're gonna get them fertilized. Get them fertilized, limed, and seeded. Man, trying to say something like that reminds me of my favorite movie, Days of Thunder. Gotta get them primed, painted, and weighed. Oh, let's see. We want to put the plow down here. We'll just put the plow in the shed right here. So, again, everybody, if you didn't pay attention to the title of the episode sent app before I went live, I have officially sent the application off to become a giant software partner for Farming Simulator. I was really hesitant on doing it just because of my time, but I've had a lot of people influencing me to go forward no matter what time you have. So, yeah, we have done that. That is officially done. Let's put this in the shed here. We need to get the spreader out. Man, I tell you what, I'm not a large tractor guy in the game, but this is my absolute favorite. #1 large tractor right here. Love this thing. Love that tractor. And let's get in one of my favorite spreaders. I actually like the John Deere 4940, y'all, in FS19, but in FS22, I like this case pack here, which is it is Is it in here? Yeah. So you got the floater right here, the Titan 3000 floater, or you got the Titan 4000 floater. I just love this mod pack for fertilizing. It's my favorite anyway. Max says hello. Well, Farm Dog Murphy says hello, Shaming Man, even after you even stole him one time, but he says hello. He says, I still love SMG, but next time he could be a whole lot nicer and at least give me a donut. I think the Fendt 1050 is my favorite large tractor. You know, Ken, is that the modded one? Somebody send me the information. Is that the one that's modded for all platforms, Ken? Somebody should put that in my Discord in Mod Talk. I need to try it. I've had a lot of people say it's a good one. I've never really used too much Fendt in the game. I like the Fortress. The base game one? Oh, okay, Ken. Alright. Farm Dog Murphy, Shaman Man says hello. He's just chilling back there on the old sofa, Shaman Man. He heard you, though. Yeah, we got a pretty good sized field here, everybody. I saw somebody earlier say they saw a big field. So here's what we've got. This is the new field right here. This big one right here. Kind of goes across 3 different plots. Our biggest one before were these 2 right here. A grass field right here. And then this one next to it. So, yeah. We're also going to have to figure out where I want to build another farm. So I need to get that figured out. Ooh, the air conditioner just kicked on for the first time today. I had found a 1050 that had many paint options and was really fast, but was not compatible with everything, so I moved on. Okay. The Fortress owned by Case IH. I should probably say I don't really dislike too many tractors. I really like tractors in the game that have front loaders that operate properly and there's no issues. So there's a lot of them I actually like. There's just some I enjoy more than others. But you know what? Can't be that tough of a critic, because if I was that tough of a critic, then maybe I should go make my own. And no way am I going to get that figured out anytime soon. I really hope you get partnership. You deserve it. You always produce good content. Thanks, SMG. Appreciate that, my friend. And thanks to everybody else for all their support along the way as well. Hopefully we do get it. I thought if I was going to do the partner program thing, I better be getting it done now. So then if a new game comes out, then we're at the forefront of when the new game releases, you know. Before I went live, we were at 1,699. I don't know if we've broke 1,700 yet, but I really would like to get to 2,000 before the new game. Hopefully we get there. That shouldn't be too hard of a goal to accomplish, but the fact of the matter is I just don't get as much time to play the game as I used to in my old career. But I really, really love my new job, and oh my gosh, yeah, I come home so much more happier. Like, yeah, I just really the time spent with my wife and kids, and I went to the stock car races last night with one of our boys and his girlfriend, and oh my goodness, I just didn't get to do much of that before. Too much of that, I should say. So it's been great. I just wish I had more time to dedicate to y'all with this game, so then I could hopefully, you know, acquire a little bit more attention, if you will. But it's difficult too. There's a lot of good people that play this game. A lot of great people that make way better content than myself, in my opinion. But I've always said, and I've always been told, if you're not having fun, then why are you still playing? So, I'm still having fun. So that's why I'm still here, no matter if somebody likes it as much as somebody else or not. I'm going to continue to be me, continue to play the old grandpa role until I get tired of playing the grandpa role. I'm going to continue to create challenges until I decide that I just can't stand it no more. I do got some new ideas that I'd like to try and do before I even get to the next game, but I don't know if we will. Lonnie says I love this game. Oh, I do too, Lonnie, but going to the races last night, and I didn't say it first. My son said it first. He said, now I wish I wouldn't have sold my wheel. Our boy that works with me at the same tractor dealership, everybody, got a great offer by our employer. He is going to be starting college, and with the assistance of our employer, he is going to be taking up diesel technology or diesel automotive, whatever you would want to call it, to become a diesel tech. So he was playing smart man and decided that a computer would be more beneficial to him as he progresses through his college education now, as well as maintaining his employment, than having a PS5 and a wheel set up. So he sold his PS5 and sold his wheel set up and got himself a computer. Now he is playing games on the computer, but at least he's thinking about the future. So it'll be cool. He works in what we call a service shop, where I work at in parts. He works in the service shop, so he spends a lot of time working on Bobcat skid steers, actually. Shaming Man says, I work 50, 60 hours a week, so when I play, I feel like I deserve it. Yeah, right? Shaming Man. I agree, but then, when I get home from work at 5:30, then it's supper time and I start playing, it takes about not even 30 minutes of playing, and then, man, I get sleepy. so I don't usually end up lasting very long. I never thought I would ever be able to say that I would ever go to bed at night by 9:30, 10 o'clock at night ever in my life, but now with having the career change and having a bit more normal lifestyle, yeah, I've been going to bed quite early. But I also get up quite early. I'm usually awake at 5 a.m., 5 to 5:30 a.m. every day. Hello everyone, I'm going to be lurking and listening because I'm playing 22 multiplayer with my son on Iowa Plains View. Cool, Dust Bunny. Have fun. Tell your son hello. He's always welcome in the barn house as well if he ever wants to sit back and chill out with us all. Maybe he has, I just don't know who he is. I should say he probably has, I just didn't know it was him. He heard you. He said hello. He's a new subscriber. Well, cool, Dust Bunny. We like new subscribers. Appreciate the support to the son of Dust Bunny, as well as Dust Bunny's sister too. She supports Yo channel, and you all support a lot of other channels as well. But good old, can't forget about good old Hillbilly Farmer. But you know, there's a lot of other good content creators too, everybody, not just myself. And I shouldn't say good, I should say great, because a lot of them do far better job than myself. Like my friend and longtime inspiration, Argsy Gaming, and Farmer Cop, and Daggerwin, and Mr. Sealy P, and the Farm Sim guy. And then if you go down a step into some little bit smaller channels, then you got our good friend Driver53, and one of my favorites that makes me laugh no matter what he is doing is none other than Farm Sim Snowy. And then there's another channel that's even a smaller atmosphere for Farming Simulator, everybody, that actually has a YouTube channel. A second YouTube channel that's not even related to Farming Simulator. And him and I connected, and he started playing Farming Simulator and watching my content. But another creator that also makes me laugh every time I watch, and a very tiny channel, is our friend called Jack Sarge Farming on YouTube, who also has a YouTube channel that some of you may find interest in, especially if you're history buffs, or like the history of different kinds of things in the old military, if you will. But that is Jack Sarge Painting on YouTube. There's just so many to name. You got our longtime friend, my very longtime friend Bruce's Gaming, who you all know does great map tours when we get these new maps. He does those map tours live. A great friend of the channel. You got our good friends Ronnie and Lonnie. You know, they like playing those new maps when they come out. Especially Ronnie with his big old John Deere tractors. oversized tractors, oversized power, playing on the new maps and occasionally live streaming sometimes. Then you got my good friend Rabid Rob, who is also a co-creator in my series called Saving France on the Campaign of France. Y'all need to check out some Rabid Rob too. He makes some good content for Farming Simulator. He's got this thing called Mustard Man on one of those new maps in Farming Simulator. I haven't had the chance to start it or follow it yet because I am actually still one of the probably few dedicated people that I can honestly say I'm still following and trying to support everybody doing the 200 horsepower challenge on Calmlands. There's still several of you that I still haven't seen all of your episodes. But it is still pretty neat to see how everybody has progressed on Calmlands and how different everybody has done it as well. And a few of them continuing it with their own ideas as well now. So that's cool as well. Jay Meister, welcome my friend. How are you doing? Thanks for the hello there. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, we got this big old field all fertilized now. Now the worst part's gonna be coming. We're gonna have to lime this thing. I think we gotta fertilize a little bit over there on the other cutout. I made sure to drop the donut. Well, thanks, Jay Meister. I'm kinda needing some donuts, so I did get it all there. Okay, let's go get the second field before we go grab the lime box. Shaman, man. Thank you, my friend. Shaming Man, everybody, has been a long-time friend of my channel and Farming Simulator. We go all the way back to FS19, clear back on Mercury Farms. And his crazy adventures on No Man's Land. Oh, we might have to play some Farming Simulator roulette again. I don't remember if I think that's what I called it. Oh, that was a lot of fun. Crusty, Northern, Farmer Mike, and I think the Calmlands Challenge had over 25 streamers planned. Yeah, I believe you're right, Ken. It was roulette. You had me live on the phone. I forgot about that part, Shaming Man. I forgot about that part. Yeah. I think y'all still can watch it too if you really want to laugh. I mean, you wouldn't be able to understand the backstory probably because there's some videos probably missing at this point. But basically, I was on no man's land, everybody, and Farming Simulator Roulette consisted of placing about 6 different alien gym animated sheds, and I put different types of equipment or things inside the shed, and Shaming Man had to pick which door I had to open. And so I would open such door and reveal what was inside, and he had no idea what was inside, neither did anybody else. And so then with that piece of machine or whatever was inside, I had to go complete a task, which was a part of our little shenanigans, a little, how could I sum it up? Farming simulator odd humor, if you will. That all started and sprouted from Shaming Man having his own little series on No Man's Land, and the Shanty Boys getting involved, and myself and Bruce's gaming. Yeah, it was kind of a big deal, but it wasn't a big deal where it caught a lot of attention. It was a part of our small community at that time. Ha ha, me, you, and the Shanty Boys. Oh, yeah, right. How about some Shaming Man surprise, SMG? Do you remember the Shaming Man surprise? Do you need some Shaming Man surprise dropped at the front door? Samo Simulations. Welcome, my friend. How are you doing? I remember all of that. You do, Charles? I still crack up about it. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Oh, some of the videos, some of the recorded videos that the Shanty Boys did together. You get Mr. T-Bone. Oh, and his humor. Oh my goodness, just make you laugh when you watch him in the videos. The dirty protest about a corrupt sheriff that owned the BGA plant. Yeah, right? That was all a part of it, everybody. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, the Shanty Boys, who are great friends of the channel, everybody. Mr. Silver Eagle even drove a semi with a trailer full of potatoes off of a cliff and destroyed all my potatoes. He destroyed all my potatoes by driving the semi off of a cliff. I couldn't sell that load, obviously. They was mashed taters when they got to the bottom. Flame broiled mashed taters. Or a chip dip. Yeah, or a chip dip. Extra creamy, huh? Not thick and chunky. Well, it might have been chicken thick and chunky with potatoes, but Oh, those were the days. But let me tell you, buddy, it's things like that that bring back memories of our great friend who is watching over all of us in FS. And oh my goodness, how ironic is that? Shaming Man comments the same thing pretty much. Yeah, our good friend Evil Clown, everybody. He was a small content creator channel for all types of gaming. A large portion of it was Farming Simulator and his Throwback Thursdays or Tuesdays, I can't remember which, but Evil Clown on YouTube uh, is now watching over us all from above and is dearly missed. But yeah, he was the mayor of all of our shenanigans. He was the one keeping us in line. Gaming Joy, welcome, my friend. How are you doing, buddy? Alright, now we can put down some lime or get a worker to put down some lime. Hanging in there, cleaning for mother. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I haven't decided yet. Well, I think I'm going to. I just haven't decided on what yet. But I believe I'm going to break out the two Texas style Traeger smokers on my front porch tomorrow for Mother's Day. My wife's gonna be at work. She won't have any idea until she gets home, unless she checks out this live stream later, which that ain't gonna happen, so I'm not worried about it. But I think I'm gonna, yeah, break out the old smokers tomorrow, maybe, and have some barbecue ready for when she gets off work. And I think that's gonna make her day, 'cause I haven't done any barbecuing for a long time. I got burnt out of it, um, basically because of all the work that goes into competition barbecue, which I used to do all the time and practice for. Not on it very well. There we go. Get my lime tank. We got our lime tank now. Now we can go put some lime down. Thanks everybody for being a part of today's Barnhouse chat here on Hinterland with myself, RustyMoney. If you're just new to the stream, grab your favorite beverage and sit back and relax, and don't forget to grab 3 donuts off the counter. Eat the first donut, drop the second donut on the like button, and share the third donut by sharing the live stream with everybody. But thanks again to everybody that's been here and still here or stopped by. Do you ever get sweet corn for the barbecue? I cook it in the husks, then use them as a handle to eat the corn on the cob once it's ready. Oh, Ken, actually my favorite sweet corn, Ken, is off of the Traeger. I don't even I don't even usually soak them either. A lot of people say soak them in water for a while before you put them on the old Traeger or a smoker. I don't even do that on occasion. I'll just put the old sweet corn cob right on the old grill grate and turn the old smoke on and let them cook. And oh my goodness, is it the best ever. It is so good. But everybody's like, you don't even soak them. Well, why do you need to soak them when you're only cooking at like 225 degrees? It's not going to burn the husk. It's going to smoke the husks. So, yeah, it takes a little longer, but oh my goodness, it's good. Now, I've done it both ways, but I like boiling corn in a trash can over an open fire. Though that's pretty good too. Normally for 15 minutes before going on. Yeah. We might be live streaming again later tonight too, everybody. We'll see what the day brings here. I haven't talked to our friend Towboat yet. But I believe Towboat should be on his 30-day break again. So you might see either me live streaming or Towboat and I on one of our multiplayer saves. And if so, anybody else that wants to join us may join us. You're just going to have mods to install, but if we do, we'll probably go on Silver Run Forest. Hey, Looney the farm guy, I hope you and your friends and family are all safe. Oh, yeah, we're all good, Looney. We're all good. Yeah, the weather a few weeks ago was, ooh, man, I tell you what, she was kind of freaky. I'm kind of glad, oh, I shouldn't say glad I wasn't here, but my wife and I were only about an hour from Lake Okoboji, and all those tornadoes were hitting the area of Nebraska where we live. And actually, one of the tornadoes that was actually in our county where I live followed, ironically, everybody, followed the same exact path that it followed clear back in like 1939 or something, where it destroyed a little town, a little village called Primrose. And I actually sold some parts to a customer the other day that him and some of his co-workers were standing outside the shop on the farm over by that area of our county. And he's like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm going in the old cellar because there was a tornado coming at him. They thought it looked like dust at first, but then he said, oh, no, it wasn't dust because you literally saw the utility line poles on the side of the roads. Yeah, get broke and take off from the ground. So it was not no dust storm, it was a tornado, which also picked up, supposedly, I forgot to ask him, but it picked up their new shop. I shouldn't say their new shop, but one of their shops, I guess, and picked it up and moved it. It completely destroyed a house over in that area. But then Mrs. Money has a cousin that lives down in the Elkhorn and Waterloo area of Nebraska, and my wife's cousin, they completely lost their entire home in all of those tornadoes going on in that 2 or 3 day period there. So thanks to everybody that was watching and reading my posts, and thanks to everybody for the thoughts and prayers too. Hey buddy, how are you? How far are you from Tennessee? Well, I'm in Nebraska, so however far that would be, I'm in the northeast corner, kinda. I'm like 2 hours from the eastern edge of Nebraska, about 2 hours from the northern edge of Nebraska, and I am over 6 hours from the western edge of Nebraska. So yeah, I'm a ways from Tennessee probably. Not sure exactly how far, but I'm a ways. I'm 2 hours, if it helps you any. I'm like 2 hours from Lincoln and Omaha. So where I live in Nebraska, I am in a pretty good location. About 2 hours from Lincoln, Omaha. About 2 hours from Kearney. Hour and a half from Grand Island. An hour or so away from Norfolk and Columbus. Two hours from Sioux City. Wow, all that line went a lot further than I thought it would. Alright, let's go fill back up. Looney the Farm Guy. I will have to admit that your video I saw today, put the nail on top of the situation, if you will. But yeah, I finally submitted my application. After seeing your video, I submitted my application, even though I've been wanting to do it. I just been putting it off, and saw your video and thought we better just go get this done. Had some inspirational words given to me by some other people that I should go for it, so we did. I sent the old partner program app off before I went live. I feel like I should paint in some little paths or something between these fields instead of just having it grass. Might do that off camera. Paint in a path right here. Awesome, Rusty. You are sure to be approved. Well, thanks, Looney. Appreciate it, my friend. Sorry for all the restlessness, everybody. Moving around so much, but I just never can sit still. I kind of struggle a little bit with my legs. I always feel like they're moving, like they supposedly say that's called restless leg syndrome. So no matter what I'm doing, it usually feels like I'm moving when I'm just sitting here on my tush playing this game. Kind of hard to describe, but that's, I guess, one of the reasons they say a person can be restless. You know, can't get comfortable. And I got one of those habits like some people do that drives my mom and my wife nuts, where I bounce my knee up and down. Bounce my knee up and down, or be laying on the couch all stretched out and have to move my foot side to side. Just, yeah, I don't know. Fidgety stuff. I noticed my brother does it even worse. He'll be sitting there and his knee is bouncing up and down like he's driving the Daytona 500 or something. It's like just doesn't stop. He doesn't even know he's doing it. Just bounces his knee up and down. Being a partner also gives you a direct line of communication with giants. They have helped me in the past. Cool, Looney. Cool. All right, we're moving on now. I want to get another like headland around here. Maybe put a worker on this a little bit. I don't know what else I'm gonna be able to do though. We got our money up to 71,000 now. That's just by a few little small money mods we got that are a part of the build on this map domination. So we ain't making a tremendous amount. But hopefully this weekend, yeah, I can get a video done. I didn't get a video done at all this week because just daughter had college graduation last weekend. That took all of Saturday pretty much and Sunday. Monday night, we had a program at the school. It was like a fine arts banquet where the kids received their awards from the teachers that so the students that are in music and band and choir and art. And then they started it with a potluck dinner at 6 o'clock, and then the teachers gave out their awards at about 6:45 or so, and then at 7:30 they had a concert that didn't get over, and we didn't get home until about 10 o'clock. So it was a very long night at the school. Monday night. And then Tuesday night, after work, I had to go to the fairgrounds as I serve as one of 12 of directors on our county fair board, so also referred to as county ag society. So basically, for anybody not aware, a fair board helps organize and host your county fair where you see kids do their um, uh, livestock shows, where they showcase their hogs and their cows and their bunny rabbits and whatever else they show through 4-H. And then we have a carnival and stock car races and all that kind of stuff and food trucks and commercial vendors and yeah, so I had some stuff to do at the fairgrounds Tuesday night with sponsorship program for the fair, and so I was gone Tuesday night from home. And Wednesday night, I was actually maybe gonna live stream Wednesday night, everybody. Oops, and then I realized that I was getting kind of tired, so I threw on something to wake me up. So Wednesday night on Netflix, I watched the documentary about one of my favorite movie actors when I was a kid, which was several others probably. I watched the documentary on Arnold Schwarzenegger. It was only 3 episodes. It was pretty good. It was kind of interesting, actually. Have you thought about giving us a tour of your workplace? I think that would be cool. I have thought about that, Looney. I just don't know how I would do it other than YouTube Live from my phone. But I would have to see if that would be allowed first, and I'm not sure. But that's something to consider. I will maybe see what I can do. I have shared a couple of photos, but yeah, to the extent I probably better find out. Actually, I think the only photos I shared was a couple of a forklift, I think. Because in parts, being in parts, we're responsible for having to unload, the trucks that are delivering parts to the store. So our store location has 4 forklifts. All of them are all different, of course. Nothing's the same. The biggest one is a red. Oh, what brand is it? It might be a Manitou, but I can't remember what it is. But it's a big four-wheel drive forklift. Has the opportunity of being four-wheel drive anyway. You just gotta flip the switch. The reason we have four-wheel drive is because, well, we live in Nebraska and it does snow, and when it rains, it gets pretty muddy on the property too. And no matter the time of day or the weather or whatever, if there's a truck there, it's gotta be unloaded. So, and then we've got an old yellow, I'm not sure what that one is, but it's a, a diesel, I think. Excuse me. Forklift. It's old. It's pretty big too. And then we've got a little. Uh, my favorite one is the little red one. It's a little tail lift. Spelt Tailift. And then we have a yellow one, a little yellow one that is one of those ones you stand up in that moves around in small spaces really well. The only problem with it is it's been kind of out of commission for a little while. It's electric and it really needs, I don't know. It's my least favorite one because it's a tricycle, and so you operate it by a wheel, like a steering wheel, but it's tricycle operated, so it's like the opposite. It's weird. Yeah, I'll just put it to you that way. It's weird. I don't like it at all. It's getting a new battery, I believe this week. I tried to avoid using it. I used the little red one if it's available. I do a few in real life vids, and it took me a bit to figure out the editing and such, but it is fun and adds some variety. Permissions is important when doing a video like that. Yeah, right, Looney? We'll see. We'll see. I'll see what can happen, Looney. That's maybe something to think about, especially if and when I get approved anyway. You know, maybe that's something we can highlight once I get that. We almost got the field done on the last area. Alright, that field is all limed. Now let's go fill the tank. We can get the second field done. Oh, and I didn't show you all. I'll show you once we get over here to fill this up. I'll show you. So I harvested out the grass where those fields are, and basically the outside area of that I moved to our production point to make silage, and then I turned the center of it into some hay bales and sold them. Okay, so I think it's not going to show it because it wasn't in this session, but I'm up to only 103 bales, and I'm pretty sure that what I produced for bales was only 9 bales because I did a little bit bigger of a bale that my trailer would support for picking them up. But you will see here, we're going to be making lots of money. I have 1.8 million liters of grass in the production point now, that will be changing to silage once I activate it. Right now it's still going through the straw right now, into silage. Got 159,000 liters of silage right now. Alright, now we can put some lime down here. Get the worker on it. hopefully. Just do a little bit up against these trees here. Give them a little room to turn around. I think that they'll turn around on the bottom side of this field okay. We'll find out. Let's put the worker on here and just see if he turns around alright down here without colliding or going too far. $13 amazing people checking out the live stream right now is what it's bouncing around at. Chaz Salzman. What's up, Rusty? Been a minute. Loving the stream so far. Well, thanks, my friend. Sorry it's been a little silent here the last few minutes, but man, I was sure rambling on there at the beginning, and sorry for rambling, but you know, sometimes I just get to talking and I can't shut up, so somebody needs to grab a donut off that countertop and throw it in my mouth type thing, you know? Because I do love my donuts, everybody, if you haven't figured out the kind of the backstory of this channel. Over a year ago, so December of 2022, I got out of law enforcement. I quit law enforcement after 22 years, and I switched careers completely. I'm originally from Iowa, live in Nebraska, have lived in Nebraska since I was 6 years old, but I come from an agricultural background, if you will. So I've always had an interest in the agricultural field, and so I had been thinking about what would I do if I got out of law enforcement. I was always kind of good at computers when I was in school. That was a long time ago, and they have changed so much that I'm not near as good with computers as I used to be, because there is so much new to know about them, to where then I thought, well, the bowling alley is closed and tore down now, so I can't do that. My parents used to own a bowling alley here where I live, everybody, and my parents sold that bowling alley after my brother and I figured out what we were going to do in life. And after they sold it, it went through 2 other owners and has since then been tore down and is a part of our hospital parking lot now. So then I couldn't do that, and I've always wanted to own and operate my own food truck because I love barbecue. I used to do some barbecue competitions, and I just realized that takes too much work, too much dedication away from family, and I wanted to be more for family. So I'm like, what about being a parts guy? The only problem is I'm going to go from being a cop for 22 years and not knowing anything about farming. Well, I took that challenge, and I can honestly say that I have absolutely loved it ever since. I work at a small town case dealership here in northeast Nebraska. The business owns 3 locations in northeast Nebraska, all started by one family at the time. Um, and many years ago, actually, is when it was started. So I am a parts specialist, I guess is kind of what they call it. Um, we're a case dealership, so I have access to look up case parts. We are also a Bobcat dealer, so I look up a lot of Bobcat parts for Bobcat skid steers, Bobcat mowers, Bobcat mini excavators. Um, we're also a Vermeer dealer, so I have looked up a few Vermeer parts when it comes to balers especially. Um, and what else? We're a dealer for a lot of different brands, but I've also looked up a lot of parts for farm aid, feed wagons, peck augers, and conveyors. What else? TYM Branson. TYM Branson is another part or another type of like compact utility type tractor, especially overseas. What else? What else can I think of? I've looked up a lot of stuff. But yeah. So during my 22-year career of being a cop, of course, you know, you're a cop, so you get stigmatized for liking donuts too much. But I do like donuts, you know, and I do like coffee. My favorite coffee is Scooter's Coffee. And my favorite donuts are probably Krispy Kreme. But I live in a small town, so we don't have either one of those. So, you know, you get it when you get to go out of town. But yeah, Chaz says, LMAO, all good, brother. The rambling helps while I play ATS. Well, thanks. Thanks, my friend. Dust Bunny, I enjoy the rambling. It makes it seem like we're all sitting around in the barn house having a nice friendly chat. Well, thanks, Dust Bunny. Chaz says, never knew you were in law. Thanks for your service. Well, you're welcome, Chaz. Yep, 22 years. I started my first 3 years in a small community about 40 minutes away from home here, which is a very diversified community, based off of what kind of economy they have in that area. So it was a very good learning experience getting into law enforcement. Absolutely loved working there, but I've always wanted to work here at home where I grew up. So then after that, I came back home here and worked for our county sheriff's office for almost 12 years almost as a deputy sheriff, and was stationed in the northern part of our county in a small little village, but I could patrol the whole county. And then after that, 12 years, I moved back down to the county seat of our county, where I live currently, and worked for the city police department for almost 8 years, 9 years. And then on top of that, during that 22-year span, I worked part-time for a community about 15 miles east of here, and patrolled their community on my days off. About 2 to 4 times a month. It just kind of depended on what was going on. And then also over my career in law enforcement, I taught a program called Stop program. So it's one of those programs that like you all can take that have a problem with what you would call a lead foot, and you get a speeding ticket, and you want that speeding ticket to be off your record so then your insurance doesn't find out about it and your insurance goes up. I used to teach that class. I taught it for a few years and then just got burnt out of teaching it. But now, since the career change, if you will, the only thing I really do now, since the career change is I'm still active and serve on our county fair board as one of 12 fair directors for our county fair, and I am the coordinator of our Toys for Tots program for our county. When I was actually in high school, I volunteered at our county sheriff's office where I did part of my career in law enforcement and assisted the sheriff's office with a Christmas program then called Project Santa, which was started by a sheriff in our county many years ago. Basically, was what everybody knows now today as Toys for Tots. It was just run a little bit differently, but it was basically the same kind of concept, if you will. There was people in our county that were like wanting to donate money, during Christmas. And so that money went to the sheriff's office, and the sheriff at that time decided, well, I don't want to be responsible for this money, and what am I going to do? So he did this thing that they ended up calling Project Santa, and he took the money and gave it to his office personnel, and his office personnel, which is also dispatchers, went downtown to the local dime store and bought gifts for everybody in the family, or families, I should say. And they delivered those gifts to families that officers felt were in need of Christmas spirit during the holidays. So many years ago, that was probably like, I'm just going to guess, like, to put it in perspective for you, like maybe like a half a dozen families, you know. And over time, that program just blew up, if you will, and got tremendously bigger. And then you had real life changes in the real world called Enhanced 911. And Enhanced 911, when it was first implemented into our county, because you got to realize we're in rural, so we're not in the city. So when it comes to changes in the real world, the rural area is kind of the bottom of the totem pole, if you will. What I mean by that is the city is going to have everything first before we do. So Enhanced 911 was very new, very, very new to us. And the best description prior to Enhanced 911 for you all was, if you lived in our county and you lived, let's say, like, I don't know, 6 miles northeast of town, okay? And your barn caught on fire, okay? Well, if you called the sheriff's office because there was no, you couldn't dial 911. You could not dial 911 when I was growing up. You had to dial the sheriff's office phone number, which was a particular 4-digit number, to get emergency services. Okay, and when you did that, then you would have to give directions, of course, to your place of residence or wherever the situation occurred. Well, if you've ever been on vacation, let's say in the Midwest here, and if you have ever saw and wondered why does that farmer have that old corn picker sitting by that fence right there? Or why does that old farmer have that old hay wagon sitting at that end of that road right there? Well, a lot of things like that, everybody, were used by people in relation to getting emergency services to where they needed to go years ago. So, like, even when you drive in the Midwest today, depending on where you're at, if you see you're heading down this highway, let's say, and you see an old corn picker sitting up off of the ditch side, just on the other side of the fence, if you see that there, sitting there, and it's right at an intersection, okay, that intersection may have been stigmatized, if you will, as that's the 6 Mile corner. Okay, so I live east of so and so at the 6 Mile corner, go north 1.5 miles, turn east at the hay grinder, and go another. I mean, that's how it was. That's how it was when I was little. That's how they dispatched. And I remember this because um, when I was in high school, I volunteered at our sheriff's office, okay, like I've already said, and helped with this Christmas program, all right? So I would hear the dispatchers dispatch that way. And I can just remember, even growing up, my dad was a firefighter, and the directions that they gave. Oh my goodness. I'm like, how did these firefighters remember that? But it's because all of your firefighters are like locally raised, and so they're going to know that, okay, we need to go to the old Bob Brown place, if you will, or the old Jane Doe place, you know. Now I'm just using those names because I don't want to give out names that I would in real life, but yeah. So then once Enhanced 911 was implemented, then that's when you saw all of the county roads in our county get an actual physical name. So, like, in our county, all the roads that go north and south, they are avenues. All of the roads that go west and east in our county are streets. Okay? But then when you get into the small little communities, then they have their main street, and they have all of their streets still labeled the same. It's just that now every street in the county that wasn't labeled before is labeled now. Or I should say was labeled then when Enhanced 911 was implemented. And so there was just a lot to do then. And because there was a lot to do then and a lot of responsibility, and there was also a new sheriff in office, it was a tough decision. But there was another business in our county that was going to organize and implement a Toys for Tots. if you will, because they had kind of heard that the sheriff's office was going to, like step away just because there was too much for the sheriff's office to deal with at that time. And you're talking about a sheriff's office that has a sheriff and only at that time 3 deputies, I believe, that were in charge of a, what is it, a 696 square mile area, something like that. Our county is fairly large. It's just that our county doesn't have a lot of population. Most of our population is all rural. So what I mean by that is a lot of people live out in the country. Our biggest community in our county is the one I live in, which is like 1,700 people. Okay, so then because of that, there's a fitness center here in our county, and the fitness center started a Christmas program, and they just called it Toys for Tots because they didn't know what else to call it, and Toys for Tots was the thing at that time, and still is in existence. And so that's when I came back home and started serving as a deputy sheriff for our county as well. And then I was asked by our sheriff, is like, hey, would you help the gym in the community with a Christmas program that they're calling Toys for Tots? Project Santa is going to end. And I'm like, sure. I've helped with it every year, since I was in high school. And so I started helping then the gym in our community, and organized this program that then later became a Toys for Tots. And over time, I'll just try and sum it up here quick. Over time, then I became the person that was kind of all in charge and put this together every year, and do have some volunteers that help. But this program started by helping like a half a dozen families to now I have given Christmas with the assistance of volunteers to over 200 kids in our surrounding area every year. And have helped with some very touching, also, what do you want to say, touching or heartbreaking times as well during Christmas that you just will always remember. Rusty, if you don't mind me asking, what was your favorite service pistol? Favorite service pistol. I've just never, to be honest, Bobby, been I'm probably one of very, very few law enforcement officers, or ex-law enforcement officers, I should say, that never was interested in firearms. Just never really was, because I didn't really grow up around it. You know, my dad didn't really go hunting very much. He took us pheasant hunting a couple of years when we were in high school, but beyond that, there really wasn't anything we did. And so we never really had too much for firearms. But if I was to say anything, I guess I would say the one and only one that I ever purchased myself, which was a Glock 40. My very first service pistol was Smith & Wesson 5906, if I remember right, with the double action safety. It's great and sad all at the same time. Ronnie, welcome, my friend. How are you doing, Ronnie? I wouldn't necessarily have to do this to everybody, but since I'm continually jabbering on here, and one of my favorite parts of this game is to cultivate, actually. We're just going to cultivate this field, or I'm going to at least get it started and put the worker on it. So that's why I decided to just go ahead and we'll cultivate here. Just got up from a nap. Nuclear Salmon, welcome, my friend. Hope you had a good nap there, Ronnie. Hope you had a good nap, my friend. I was thinking about taking a nap today. Oh, wow, I just almost missed that, Ronnie. I just glanced over. Oh, now come on. There we go. Thank you, Ronnie, for the little $2 tip there to the channel. And thank you to Nuclear Salmon for the member chat, my friend. Appreciate it. Welcome in, everybody. Hope you're all having a great Saturday. I am myself. It's been a good weekend. Yeah. It's been a good couple of weeks, actually, you know. I'm how do I want to say this? I've had a lot of people lately. Ask me if I miss being a cop. And to be quite honest, everybody, I don't mean this to be how do I want to say it? Be negative, but I don't miss it. The only thing I miss is the guys and gals I worked in or around with, and seeing all the happy faces when I was at work, helping kids along the way was one of my favorite things. Was one of the reasons I got into law enforcement, actually, was to help kids. Was probably, in my opinion, one of my leading, what do you want to say? One of my strongest points, actually, probably in my career was working with kids when I was a cop for 22 years. Is it long time you played 200 horsepower? Not really, Mike. Not really. I think I streamed the 200 horsepower a week ago. So, I mean, it's only been a week. I'm probably going to try and live stream it again this weekend at some point. May try for a couple of live streams tomorrow, as well as a second one today. Because this is the first weekend in over, what now, like 3 weeks in a row where I'm actually around and able to hopefully get some live streaming done. But yeah, the reason I I brought that up, everybody, is I just I've had a lot of people ask me that lately, and I just feel so much more free, if you will, I guess. So much more happier, I think. Closer with my kids, closer with Mrs. Money, more time with all of them. Even though right now she's at work and my kids are doing their own thing, but yeah. Did you see the Northern Lights? I seen the Northern Lights on Facebook, Nuclear Salmon. I was at Friday night under the lights last night at our local raceway watching street stocks, hobby stocks, late models, sprint cars all go fast and turn left. It was fun. I didn't even know that there was a possibility of Northern Lights last night. I had no idea, but I don't really watch the news. I don't really watch TV. This is my entertainment right here. FS. That's all I pretty much do outside of work and going to the races. I know the feeling. I used to work in aviation and I don't miss much. I do miss some of the coworkers, but most I don't feel much. I feel much happier and less stressed now that I'm not working on aircraft. Yeah, right, Bobby. And thank you for your service, my friend, at whatever aircraft you did work on and whatever you did do. Uh, I have a younger brother-in-law, um, Bobby, that lives down in the Omaha area of Nebraska, and that is an aviation pilot for a small jet airline business, if you will, I guess. It's kind of a private one, and he's the pilot for it. Um, Makes good money, but is gone a lot. He just is a pilot for like your smaller passenger jets. So I think if I remember right, I think that it's only like a 7 passenger jet, maybe. You are using bigger. Yep. I, I'm caught, Ronnie. Cuff me and stuff me. But you are correct, Ronnie. You are correct. Are you going? Oh. I am using bigger equipment, Ronnie, but I've been having fun. You know, I've been having fun in a couple of these game saves that I have that I've been working on. I do need to get over to my Just for Fun on Zelonka. I just really want to try and move these two along that I've been spending a lot of time on, which has been spending a lot of time on Calm Lands, actually, in the 200 horsepower challenge, but also working on this here called the Square by Square on Hinterland that I'm doing. And I've enjoyed each one of them. I just really want to move this forward, so hopefully maybe I can get some other stuff finished. What I really want to do, everybody, is I want to get rid of some of these game saves I currently have, and I want to restructure my complete mod hub on PlayStation 5. I want to completely try and install some other mods that I've never used. And I want to try and challenge myself to uninstalling everything pretty much and trying a whole new start from zero in my mod library. I just want to try because there's a lot of other mods out there. You know, there's like what, over 4 or 5,000 all platform mods, something like that. You know, and doing this map domination here on Hinterland, and then also the 200 horsepower challenge on Calmlands, I have stumbled across some really new mods that I didn't think I'd ever use. I have worked on everything from just about a King Air 200 to a Boeing 777. Wow. I have my PSVR hooked up to my PS5 now. Cool, Ronnie. What is your favorite VR game so far, Ronnie? See, I wouldn't be able to answer that. Somebody did ask me, or what?
VR game?
VR.
Oh.
Somebody did bring that up recently about VR gaming, and I don't think I'll ever be able to, well, I shouldn't say be able, I just really won't ever enjoy it because I wear glasses, and most times when you wear glasses and try to put something over top of glasses to use, it's uncomfortable as all get out, and I can't stand contacts because I can't stand anything being put in my eyes, so I'm not too concerned about trying the whole VR thing. About the only thing I do want to do, everybody, with the Farming Simulator yet on console would be maybe implementing a wheel. That is one thing I've considered because I came over to Farming Simulator, actually, everybody, from being an online race car driver, as that is what I used to always play, was racing games. One of the racing games I spent the most hours on was actually Tony Stewart's Sprint Car Racing, which then I also developed a different Facebook group because of that game called Racers Odds. And odds stood for Online Dirt Drivers Sharing. So basically, the concept is we were creating and sharing our custom setups inside the Facebook group to help each other out at becoming faster on the tracks we were racing. Nuclear Salmon, it is interesting, but the pay versus the responsibility really is not worth it, in my opinion. One simple mistake can land a person in prison. My son has a VR setup. I like the game where you're chopping music notes as they shoot your way. Oh, really? That's kind of like a Guitar Hero thing.
Beat Sabers.
What?
Beat Sabers.
Beat Sabers?
Yeah, they had it at the fair one year. That VR truck.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the little swords, and they have like little arrows.
Really?
Yeah.
I think Buckwheat should come over here and say hello.
Yeah, I was already over there.
Come on, get in here and
What?
say hello.
What's that?
Buckwheat. One of my boys they've called buckwheat all of his life, pretty much. He games too. He is the boy that was born with ABS that plays video games, y'all, where he doesn't have his left hand doesn't have fingers or a thumb. You just saw it above my head there for a brief moment. But yeah. You're gonna go?
Yeah.
Give me just a couple minutes.
I'm probably just gonna walk down there.
See if Jason's ready to go then too.
Jason's not here.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's with his sister. Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, hello, says Bobby, and Ken says sup. Dust Bunny says hello. Yeah, definitely understand that, Bobby. Well, it's been an excellent live stream, y'all, but I should probably get to these graduations. And I do want to maybe try and live stream later, but we're going to head on out here and go see some of these college graduates or high school graduates, I mean, and wish them the best on their journeys in life and eat some food. But if you all have enjoyed the live stream, and if you have not done so yet, please drop me a tasty treat on that like button, which is better known by myself as a cop battery, and by you all people as a delicious donut. Don't forget to leave us comments in the comment section, and please share a box of donuts with all our friends and family by sharing the videos and the live streams from the channel. But from myself, RustyMoney, we will see you all on the flip side, everybody. Have a good one. Thanks, Bobby. Thanks, Dust Bunny. Thanks, Nuclear. Thanks, Chaz. Thanks, Ken. Thank you to Ronnie and Lonnie and Waylon and Farmer Mike and John Brock and Looney the Farm Guy and Rabid Rob and SMG known as Shaming Man and Charles and David and Samo Simulations and J-Meister and Newall. Thanks, everybody. I might have missed a few of you, but I do appreciate each and every one of yours support. So we will see you all next time, everybody. Have a good one.